Hey, what is going on, adventurers? It's me, Orlando Mike, from Adventures of Mike and Steph. I hope you guys are having an awesome day today. I am back here at Universal Studios Florida today because we have a lot of progress happening in amongst the scare zones, the food and beverage tents, and I hear there is some activity happening over near Revenge of the Mummy. So we are going to head in. We're going to check out all of the updates and hullabaloo here. Guys, I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Without further ado, let this adventure begin. So we're starting things out, guys, here in Hollywood Boulevard in Nettlewood Cemetery, because there's been a lot of work going on here in this scare zone. Even with this column here, you guys can see there's a lot of moss and everything now adorning the signs. But now there's also a lot of smaller pieces going in to really finish up the set and make it whole before the start of the event. So let's go in and check it out. And speaking of the pillar, with all of the plant life they have since added to it, we now have the first fog machine set up here right behind it, which is going to be billowing smoke all through this entryway on the road. But now turning around to the hut that's right here behind it, they've now since added a lot more foliage and plant life, but also this little statue down here that is now covered in moss and these flowers, but also all of the cobwebs that are now strewn over the plant life as well. You also got this nice little black rose heart wreath on the side of it, and this is a part of the set piece. Looks like some people have left some kind of old style coin here. So getting up close to the coins here, I can see like engraved on the edges here, they say Evergreen Empire. So I don't know, could that be an Easter egg of, you know, maybe who's interred here? So I don't know, could that be a key as to all of the people, or maybe even the family that is interred here in all of these mausoleums and graves? Hopefully we'll find out soon. And those speakers that I saw they put out a few days ago now have this like camouflage mesh put over them to kind of help them blend in. And at night, that is definitely going to help with the camouflage. But lots of foliage and cobwebs on this one. A little weeping lady statue down there here at the base. But this is one of the newer pieces they've put in, is this gate here that is again adorned with the foliage. So possibly a scare actor spot here behind the fence that'll then pop out around this corner. Well, it looks like the Mystery Inc. gang are exploring all of the supernatural happenings going on here. But also apparently they've lost Scooby. But now this set piece right here that I noted had the hinges on it, now in fact does have a gate. So I'm thinking once again a scare actor spot from behind the set piece, in addition to the scare actor platform right here with the sound trigger. This corner set piece right here, again with those speakers covered in the camouflage mesh, now has another burial wreath set up on the top of it, and has this lady statue here, and she's all overgrown with moss. And we got yet another fog machine back here. So this whole scare zone here is probably going to just be billowing with fog, and I am living for it. So one of those really big set pieces here that have been set up, which was one of the first ones initially put out, now have these planters installed here right out front with all of this foliage overgrown in it. Again, one of those flower wreaths up top, and this kind of like moss mesh hanging from the entryway to hide a scare actor. A little black flower wreath. But I noticed this the other day on these planters, that this one in the pattern kind of has like the fleur-de-lis in it. So I'm thinking maybe this place is set in Louisiana. Taking a pause here inside of Five and Dime, and I can see they have since added the Halloween Horror Nights merch here that was originally only at All Hallows Eve Boutique. They got the souvenir glass, they have the adult tee, they got the lanyard pouches in both orange and red. They have the Never Go Alone tote bag, and this one is the one for this year with the 2022. They have the Studio Screamers bag and hat, the Universal Monsters Legends Collide souvenir glass, and the Artist Signature Series shirt. They have the plastic cup right over here, and they got the Halloween wooden sign. Down below they have the Halloween Horror Nights kids shirt, as well as the leggings right over here. And then they have, of course, the newest ornament, where one side says every day is Halloween with the big 31, and the other one saying Halloween Horror Nights 2022. Down here they have the right down here they have that tumbler with the every day is Halloween tagline, as well as the flannel and the shot glass. So heading back out of Five and Dime, they've since added in these little hollow planters here just full of foliage. But at this one right across the way, they now have this awesome like gargoyle statue on it as well, just overgrown with moss and spider webs, which honestly looks really good, and it is aged so well. I know it probably doesn't show up as well on camera, but guys, it looks really, really cool. Across the way on that main set piece, just like the one further down, they have that speaker installed, but not yet covered with the camouflage and the fog machine.
Yeah, like this.
But they also have another floral wreath up there at the top, and another lady statue here. But this one looks, you know, a little more cheerful than some of the others. But yeah, I noticed another one of those little glasses here, so maybe these aren't by accident. Maybe these are supposed to be like candles or something. Again with those planters, but also like, I just love the details of like these little roses that are here. It looks like you got some beads here, maybe a sentimental belonging of someone who is interred here. And I just love these kind of flowers right here, they're so pretty. And then down here near the end of the scare zone, they have another gate set up here for the Nettlewoods Cemetery. So apparently this will be the other quote-unquote entrance for the scare zone right here. And these two set pieces down the way, while they have now had foliage and stuff added to them, not much has really changed with these. I think the Nettlewoods Cemetery scare zone is all but completed at this point, because they're getting down to the wire, and of course, you know, Universal still has to train its scare actors for rehearsals and everything. So I think that one is pretty much all but done. So now heading through Central Park, and while no major facade work has started here in this scare zone, I can see that they've now added a couple things to the platforms for the scare actors. You now have speakers set up here on the stage, both on this one and the one across the way. So I'm thinking once again, this will be either a live mic character spot, or that is the speaker for maybe their scare trigger. So here outside of Animal Actors Live, and just down the way near SpongeBob StorePants, the food and bev tents here now have theming to them. This one has kind of a like barn scarecrow feel, as do the little end turnstiles here where the checkouts will be. And with these two tents here, the one on the right being the one which I'm guessing is probably for the Universal Monsters Legends Collide house, is all decked out in its theming, just without the menu posted and the sign yet. But then over here, this tent is getting its theming as well. So this one's likely to be a drink tent, because all of the drink tents have this, you know, very simple but awesome stonework look to it. And if you guys actually look closely, up at the top there, they are running the lights that will illuminate this beverage tent a little bit better when it's at nighttime. You also got this food and beverage tent right here, right in front of the Doc Brown train and the DeLorean. But aside from the yellow and blue paint and all the blood splatter, there's no real telling what this food tent is going to be themed to. But now I'm going to make my way back over to Production Central and then New York to cover everything that's happened in Production Central, because that scare truss is now getting adorned with a lot of theming, and I hear there's something exciting happening over in New York. Apparently the black tarps that were covering the windows of Mummy have now been taken down, so we're gonna go over there and check that out, and hopefully, you know, that'll give us an idea of when Revenge of the Mummy will reopen to the public. Because as of right now, there has been no official reopening date for Revenge of the Mummy, but hopefully going over there we can start to get a general idea of maybe when it'll happen. So now we're walking up here on Production Central, and these trusses that they put up are now being adorned with all types of different pumpkins with all different faces. But I can already see that they each have their own wiring hooked up to them, which means they are all going to be illuminated and lit up once the scare zone is activated for the event. I've looked all over this truss, and so far I'm not seeing Lil Boo from the Wicked Growth building last year, but I do see that one little pumpkin in the middle with just that cute little singular tooth. So maybe this year we're gonna have Lil Boo and Lil Tooth as the icons. But I'm really loving all of the detail on some of the faces of these pumpkins, because they just looked so well done and so well themed. Guys, I'm really excited for this scare zone to find out what it's gonna be. So before we head over into New York, I notice now that the food tents, which are down here, and the drink tent right down there now have theming on them. But let's go get a close-up look on the theming on these two food tents. So firstly, what I noticed between these two tents is the difference in brickwork and theming, in that this one has this kind of this red brick pattern, while the tent next to it has the more grayish stonework that's more on the drink tents, and that this left-hand tent has more of this, like, I don't know, ghost slash spirit look to it, or maybe zombies, I'm not sure, because it's like you got all the ghostly figures there and you got the girl in the middle, but also they are now putting on the lighting with all these nice purple lights, and also these upward projecting lights that are gonna illuminate the top of the facade. So now this food tent here has like more of a dark trick-or-treat theme to it, with like the evil eyes and the evil mouth here, and they have the little tent set up. Who just tapped me on the shoulder? Oh, it's two Real Geeks.
What's up?
It's my buddy Danny.
What's going on?
What's up, man?
Not much. You know, getting spooky out here. Spook season upon us, guys. Come on. What are you waiting for? You coming out to the fog, right? Let's do this.
Y'all had better be coming out to the fog, because this is where it's at this year. But guys,
You know it, man. Listen, any fog is where it's at, though. 'Cause you know us, Mike, all right? Like, come on.
we live for it.
Listen, Jess and I got married in a haunted house. I mean, really, come on. That's my thing right there. I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah, head over to Two Real Geeks, you guys. You know, their link's always down in the description. Go subscribe, follow them on social media where available.
Everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, all that. Instagram.
You got the whole trifecta right there. And also, guys, right here across from the food tents behind us, right here in the Transformers extended queue, they have one of the bars set up, again using that same brickwork pattern from last year. But honestly, I'm not hating on it, because I love that brickworking pattern, but it's looking like this one is going to be strictly for like tapped beer versus more of the mixed drinks that you see in the actual tents. So we're starting off things here in New York, and the first thing they've put in that's really new here is the Major Sweets Candy Company truck, with of course Lil Boo up there in his cap. But I've looked over this truck. What?
People on Rocket thought it was scary.
I mean, I don't blame them. But also, I've looked over the truck and I just love all the little details, like his license plate says Major Sweets. But also, getting in real close here, you can see his expiration date is for 13/31. Danny also just pointed this out to me, that on the plate here, it does have the October in it, in addition to the 13/31. So I don't know, maybe there's something a little supernatural, maybe something a little not normal. But that is not the first year that this truck has been featured at Halloween Horror Nights. This truck actually has quite a storied past. I believe the first time this truck was ever used was back in the Killer Clowns from Outer Space scare zone, and this was the Brothers ice cream truck, which was then reused the next year when they had the Killer Clowns from Outer Space haunted house. But then the most recent time it was used was in fact last year. This was in the Eddie's Revenge scare zone. This was the production truck that had all of the tools and the wood and stuff in the back, that had that little sneaky link that actually took you over to the Mickey's Boo to You page from Disney, which I thought was such an awesome jab from Universal. So no real major changes have occurred here at the judges booth, other than some foliage and things they've added, but the speakers are now covered up in burlap, so I'm believing this is going to be a live actor spot. We'll be standing right there on top of the stage. But guys, while I'm here in New York, I'm real excited because all over Twitter today, my Twitter was blowing up because there are team member previews happening right now for Revenge of the Mummy, and with UOAP days happening in 2 days. UOAP day starts on the 15th, I believe.
Get your magnet.
Honestly, I'm thinking maybe there will be AP previews for it as well, and then shortly after maybe open to the public.
Maybe.
I mean, that would be a great way to entice APs to come in. and get new ones.
There's always ways to entice APs to come in, because realistically, if you're an AP, you get your discount, you get your early park admission, and so many other benefits with that too. So why not get your AP, right?
Bottom line is, get yourself a UOAP. But now, moving over here to what is affectionately known as Sting Alley, there is a little food service booth going up here. Clearly it's gonna have some kind of meat shop or butcher theme to it with all the meats they got hanging up. Oh, and it's got those like freezer tarps kind of hanging down that they use to cover fridges and freezers in industrial restaurants. It looks like this is gonna be, these are probably 2 jumbo speakers hidden in this box. And it looks like maybe this will be some kind of maybe smokehouse type food, given that they have this, maybe it looks like a giant grill or maybe fryer being installed there. They got the hand wash station, of course, for sanitation. But it's like, I just love the detail of all this faux meat that they got in the windows here. But I don't know, the fact that it's not on ice makes me a little queasy, because pretty sure you're supposed to keep meat like this on ice. And at the end of Sting Alley, they have this little drink stand set up as well. And it looks like this is not going to be hand mixed drinks, these will be pre-mixed, because they have one of those little like frozen drink mixers things set up here ready to go. All right, you guys, so we just finished up with our TM preview of Revenge of the Mummy, and without spoiling too much, guys, it looks so good. The updates that they've done, again, without spoiling much, looks so good. Danny, what'd you think, dude?
I love it. Like, honestly, The Mummy is just a great ride to begin with. It just definitely is worth the wait, is all I'm gonna say. Really, if you're coming in and expecting major things, I wouldn't. That's all I'm gonna say to that. It's just a classics back. That's basically what it's at.
And like you said, not a lot of major updates, but the updates they did look so good, you guys. And again, you know, I'm thinking UOAP days.
Yeah.
And you guys know, I'm thinking UOAP days right around the corner, maybe a day or 2 of UOAP previews, and then reopening it to the public. Which would make sense, because I'm really hoping it's going to be open for HHN too.
Right. And you know what? Honestly, yeah, I'm a team member here, but realistically, because of the UOAP benefits, I literally still have an annual pass to these parks.
I don't.
Because you know what? The magnets and everything else that you get for the annual passes are so worth it. Coming up, you got a whole month of special foods and things like that with the days coming up. Special
UOAP only merch that's not available year round.
Exactly. It's like, oh, you know, you're like, oh, you as a team member, you guys get all these perks, and we don't though as annual pass as team members.
Now, that's not to say we do get some really cool merch when it comes to season, like for Mardi Gras, HHN, and Christmas. Right. But UOAPs get about the same, if not more, of those same benefits being pass holders.
Yeah.
And I will say this, it is far more worth it to be a UO annual pass holder than it is to be Disney. I'm saying that right now.
Oh, dude, 100%. Like, honestly, right now, especially these are the times, especially if your pass is coming up for a renewal or something, definitely come to Universal, because like you don't have your reservation times or anything else like that. And the only thing that Disney has right now available are weekday passes. You know, Jess and myself, yeah, we're Disney people. That's the only thing really holding us back from getting an annual pass is the fact that they're only weekdays only. I would use it a lot, but I need weekends, and Disney doesn't have weekends right now, but I'm able to come to Universal on the weekends. Like, yeah, I know, you know what, I'm a team member, yes, you guys get your team member perk, but like I said, yeah, we get great perks as a team member, but annual passes get equal amount of perks that a team member does get. So, do I regret being a team member? No, not at all. I know Mike doesn't either. We both love it here.
This is probably the best job I've ever worked in my life.
Yeah,
hands down.
You know, I worked at, you know, Legoland Discovery Center. I worked, you know, little theme parks here and there, and you know, I'm a theme park junkie, just as most of you guys watching these videos. You know, and it is a great place. If you're looking for a theme park to work at,
This is the one. This
You got
is the
two
one.
people telling you that, and we didn't even discuss this. This is just off the fly right now, so.
All right, guys, so Danny and I just stopped inside Louis. We got some water to rehydrate ourselves, but now we do have a tent right across the way from Louis that is starting to get theming. You guys can see this tent here now has that standard brickwork theming to it, which means it's going to be a drink location. I surmised the other day that it might have theming to whatever house is back here behind Fast and Furious, but it's looking like this is just going to be a regular drink tent. So we just walked into San Francisco, guys, and I noticed this truss, and it's been about a week, but they now have an entire full set piece set up here with all of the ancient ruins and the cauldron. And yo, that huge double door there is, now I know it looks small on camera, yo, that door is huge. But like these close-up ruins here, you can kind of see it's got like this purple ink inside of them. So I'm guessing this lighting stanchion that's set up along the way, pointed right at the stage, are maybe gonna be black lights. So that purple is really going to like shine through and illuminate, and you're really gonna be able to see it. And you guys can just see those ruins literally scattered like all over this set, up the walls, on the side of the door, and again, all right here in the front. And clearly this cauldron is going to smoke, because I can see the pipe that's gonna feed the smoke underneath the cauldron. I don't know, Danny. What do you think what do you think Halloween Horror Nights is cooking up in there?
Fog, 100% fog. Fun, you know, all that fun stuff going on. I mean, we've got some spinal cord just hanging out here too, so yeah, I'm all about it. I'm good. I'm happy with this one. This is so much better than it was last year. I'm excited to see what kind of show goes on here. Between this and Hollywood section, I don't know. I'm feeling them both.
But now Danny and I, we're heading behind Lombard's here because we have some food and drink locations being set up here. This first piece, of course, being where the menu will be posted. Obviously no menu yet, but I'm pretty sure in the next probably week and a half we're gonna start seeing the menus popping out.
I have a feeling we're gonna get an announcement on the menus here pretty soon, so I'm excited for that.
I'm excited to see what the food is too. I am going to easily gain probably 10 pounds just from the food this year alone.
I won't. I'll eat it all, but I won't.
Somehow Danny's going ahead to get his footage, guys. I love all these pillars here with all of these ruins imbued into them. And what he's talking about right now is like the material inside of the ruins looks like they could be illuminated from the back, and they're gonna like pulsate color, which is gonna look so cool. And there's gonna be a lot of themed lighting here because there are just lighting trusses all throughout, I believe. But mostly it comes from these trusses that are probably gonna give off the most light. But it looks like we have the first drink location set up right here. And while it looks like some of the drink locations are gonna be like the pre-mixed frozen drinks, like the Ghoul juice from last year, I have a feeling some of these bars are gonna be actual proper bottle service, and you're gonna see the actual drinks made right in front of you. Kind of like right here at Lombard's where they do the shark attack. And he like mixes the drink and then he pours in the red stuff out going chomp, 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 chomp with the little shark puppet. So I think if there is proper bottle service this year, that's gonna be a draw, because then there's gonna be some really cool and really good drinks offered this year. You got a couple more of those locations set up here on the backside of Lombard's, but most of them have this sweet design, and I'm pretty sure, Danny, I wanna get your advice on this.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's the Nordic compass.
It is. The witch's star in there, the evil stars and stuff, the moons and stuff like that. So this is definitely gonna be themed towards the scare zone with the witches. But this is definitely like some kind of like haunted nautical theme going on over here.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking if it is something to do with witches, I don't think it's gonna be like our American witches, you know, like the Sanderson sisters or Sabrina the Teenage Witch. This is gonna be like actual, like possibly Nordic or some kind of European myth around witches.
Like more traditional witches. You're going like Hansel and Gretel type of witch, like
maybe even paganism.
Yeah, definitely going pagan witches. Like in the middle of the woods and, you know, haunted things. So I wouldn't be surprised if we actually see more foliage stuff popping up over here within the next like 2 weeks, like they do over in Hollywood right now with the cemetery. If we get stuff like that popping up around here too, it'll be kind of cool to blend in with everything and cool, you know. There's a lot of things that are going to light up around here too, like these signs, like the pillars over here. You can see that there's plastic inserts in them. So those are definitely going to have something shining on it, you know, through and stuff. Just like a white light lighting those up. And at nighttime, it's going to look amazing.
See, I was thinking the light's gonna be coming from the back, from inside
Yeah,
the
that's
pillar,
what I'm
and it's
saying.
gonna be
It's
like
gonna-
pulsating red or something.
Yeah, like a dim light kind of just like pulse, like flickering in there, and it's gonna look really cool.
But then obviously with this location right here, this one's obviously gonna be beer on tap. And then next to it, this is gonna be, I think, either the pre-mix or the bottle service drink counter, where it's gonna be more of the hard liquor that you're gonna find. So they also got this food service tent being set up with this massive pumpkin in the front. And they have the little checkout stand off to the side, which if I recall has a little pumpkin on the front of it. Let's see. Yes, it does. There's the little pumpkin. But this one is actually ingrained into the wood versus this one that protrudes out from the wood. Clearly, as this tent last year was themed to Wicked Growth Realm of the Pumpkin, right back there between Men in Black and Simpsons, which is back there. Clearly, this tent is going to be themed to one of the two houses back there. But I can't even begin to surmise what it is because they haven't announced it yet. But I'm really excited for when they do. But now as we head towards the former Fear Factor Life stage, here on our left, yet another generic drink tent set up. But you guys can see, they do have the lights on underneath. You can see that green glow all around the sides and the front, which means they are full steam ahead on testing lighting.
You see the lights, right?
Oh yeah, and look, you guys actually see the side glow for the menu board. So yeah, across from the Men in Black gear shop here, they have yet another food tent set up. Lights fully running both inside the menu boards and above the top with that green. You guys can kind of see it on camera how the green and the lights inside are reflected. They have also since taken down the walls for the pavement rework they were doing here, and it looks good. But I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more pavement work done eventually, but probably not until after HHN. Yeah, because they can't be doing concrete work when you have two house queues that are going to be running this way. But yeah, adventurers, that is going to do it for today's adventure here at Universal Studios Florida with two Real Geeks, my man Danny. Guys, if you liked the video, like, comment, subscribe, go over to his channel, give him a subscribe, check it, keep a lookout for his video that's going to be coming out. And then obviously when they announce everything,
coming out around the same time as Mike's, really. So if this is out, come over to us and check it out because it's going up real quick. We move quick over there as fast as he does. So
yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys this: we are definitely gonna be back here together when they drop the full announcements. We're gonna vlog together and cover all of that and just go in depth and just get hyped.
exactly, man. Like, you know what? We're just so hyped as it is already. Like, I'm just blown away. Like, if you like follow us on Instagram too, because like this whole past week we've been, as the updates come out, we've been posting pictures and stuff like that, just to kind of get the things flowing. I know Mike has more stuff out than we do right now, but you know.
Well, it's like I've been coming every day to take pictures of the updates, but then as soon as I'm getting ready to post them, there's something new, so then I gotta come back and do it again.
Or somebody's been beating him to put his pictures up online, because you know.
Well, because unfortunately we do not have the free time that some of these other outlets do. But we try hard, and we do it all for you guys.
I was talking about I was beating him, putting them up, so don't worry.
Oh, okay, throwing shade at me over here. This guy throwing shade at me. But yeah, guys, you know, to find my social media, go in the link tree below, and then head over to his channel, which is in the description. Find all his social media and give him a follow. But guys, we love you. You're awesome. We'll see you on the next adventure. Orlando, Mike, and Danny, two Real Geeks signing off. See you on the next adventure. Bye, guys. Peace.